Pleasant night, and we are back after a week away, and much needed week for some rest and recuperation. We are back this week with Sankofa Central Room. I want to say thank you to all the persons who met me at the last two events and would have offered their encouragement and would have indicated to me that they follow the program and that they are very happy for the kind of program that Sankofa Central Room offers, and would have given some suggestions and made comments and all of that. I want you to know that I appreciate each and every one of you, and that your suggestions and your comments and your expression of love and your expression of thankfulness has not gone unnoticed. Yes? So I want to say, first of all, I want to say thank you. I can't remember everybody by name, but I shout you out. All the persons who view and those of you who indicated that you follow the program, I want to say a big Sankofa Central Room thank you to you. This week, we are talking about standing in the midst of adversities, and here to share with us this afternoon is none other than he holds many hats, my spiritual brother, first of all, my Lord Bishop, yes, and a good support for my ministry, none other than Lord Bishop Nigel Safe. And Bishop Nigel Safe is no stranger to many of us who would be on tonight. So for those of you who may not know who Bishop Nigel Safe is, let me give you a short synopsis. Bishop Nigel Safe is the pastor of Mount Zion Deliverance Temple, which is in North Manzanilla. He is also an overseer of churches as well, both here and abroad. He is a school teacher by profession. He is a businessman. He is a husband. He is a father of many spiritual children. He is a family man as well. He is many things. Just 1 second. I want to, at this time, introduce you to none other than the man himself, Lord Bishop Nigel Safe. Bishop, how are you? And welcome again to Sankofa Central Room. I am not getting your audio.
Pleasant good evening to Queen Mother Lloyd, to the viewing public. Blessed evening. I am exhausted but thankful for life. And I'm here to look forward to a wonderful evening.
Yes. So let me say that from the time I sent out the notice, the flyer today, persons would have indicated to me that they are going to be on this is a much needed program. Persons would have said to me, that they're not missing this program. So I know that there are persons out there who are waiting to hear from you tonight, to assist them in their walk as well. because the struggle is real. Yes. So let me start by repeating my introduction. You are the head of a church. Apart from that, you oversee other churches. You are a school teacher by profession. You are a husband. You are an uncle. You are a father of many spiritual children. You are a family man. You are all of that. And you do all of that in a very excellent way. Let me say this from my observation. So my first question to you is, how are you able to separate your roles so that none lacks to satisfy the other?
Thank you very much, Mother Lloyd. First, I can't do this without writing. I have to plan, make sure and put things down, what you need to do, by when you need to get it done, and all of that in order to be effective. For example, my teaching, my professional job, I do not take home work to correct and those kind of things. I leave that at work. Church, Mount Zion Deliverance Temple in particular, I am thankful for those soldiers that I have that stands with me at Mount Zion. So what they would do is that they would keep me on my toes. Okay, Bishop, we have this to do, that to do, what to do now, how to go about doing it, that kind of thing. So that is one help. Then I have my businesses. So that is normally probably 1 or 2 evenings I make sure and prepare stuff for business outside of that. Then I do spiritual work. I see people privately. I have a particular day, evening, from 5 to 8, where I do that as well. I have to find time for exercise. So if it's half an hour to an hour, I have to make it my duty to go and do my evening run. My wife, if she doesn't have her time, that's bacchanal in the house. So my wife works shift. So once my wife is home, I try to spend time with her. We have a little family law that we go on date night once a month. And if it doesn't work out, what helps is that when I am working or toiling in the vineyard, when my wife is present with me, she appreciates the work that I do, and it brings a level of satisfaction that she's there with me, she's seeing me. So even that she's seeing me laboring and she's helping and she's supporting, it's also the opportunity to spend time. So it's basically in terms of it's you being able to manage your life. We have Tree of Life as well. And those of us, you would know Bishop Diet, Archbishop Diet, is not, he don't take tomorrow and later. He want it done and he want it done. And so what it means is just you being able to be organized, allow things to, like for example, an event, a proper event, need 3 months to plan. You don't try to plan it in 2 weeks, because again, you will suffer from burnout. If you take your time and manage and put things in place in the proper time frame, that's the only way you can manage. But I must say, there are some times that it's be over my head and it's be drooping and it's be, yes.
That is very interesting. And let me take a minute to say a pleasant night to Lord Bishop Kessel, who is on, and I want to thank him for his support as well, because a couple of weeks, once he is available, he would usually come on and leave his comments and share his questions and that kind of thing. But Lord Bishop Safe, I have been in conversation with persons. I have been looking on at some persons, and one of the things that person constantly says to me is, Mother Lloyd, or persons who call me Mother Ned, I am having problems with my spiritual life. I am not sure. And I want us to start here. I am not really sure what God wants me to do. I don't know. I go to church, and sometimes I don't feel to go, because I am not sure what I am supposed to do. From your space, from your place, that space as a minister, spiritual counselor as well, what advice would you give to persons who are at that crossroad?
Before I answer your question, I just want to take the time to shout out my brother, Lord Bishop Kessel, and to my lovely wife who is online as well, Teacher Tracy. Okay, so that's a very interesting question, Mother Lloyd. Spiritual ambition is important. In your secular job, you start off at the lowest rank or the lowest level. And because of your ambitious ways, you would persevere and you would elevate in that particular arena. In your spiritual walk, persons would look out for God to come today and say to you, I want you to clean the church. Persons would expect God to come down and talk to them in the burning bush and tell them, I want you to shine the vessel. And I am sad to say to you, that's not what's going to happen. What you're going to see is opportunities present itself to you. And you have to now make yourself readily available and grasp the opportunity. When everybody coming, you, Mother Lloyd, we came in as new converts, as everybody else. And so, yes, we would have calling on our life, etc. But there must be some level of ambition. I want to do, I want to go. Some level of enthusiasm must step in. Yes, the leader of the church doesn't always have to tell you that you need to come and clean this Saturday. You must see there is a need and make yourself available. And in laboring, in making yourself available, in showing interest, in being enthused in what you're doing, only then clarity on your purpose is going to come. So, for example, God may have called you to go in the hospital and pray for persons. If you don't understand how to pray for persons in the church first, if you don't understand the different types of prayer and how you go about praying for people, then you are not at a stage to go out of the church and pray for nobody. So it means that must develop first in the church. You must have a better understanding. You must understand that your relationship with God must be strong first. You must understand the dynamics of prayer, the words to use, the names of God, how to invoke the presence and the power of God through prayer. And then you would realize an opening is going to come for you to go out. So to answer the question directly, if you don't know, start off by being ambitious, by being willing, by being enthused, by being present. Yes? And you would recognize that even by being present, you would recognize that you would get you would learn more than you plan to learn. And what you're going to find happening is growth. And you are now going to grow and move into purpose.
Very, very interesting. Because for some reason, a lot of persons believe that their spiritual self must come into perfection just so. And I am happy that you would have pointed out that yourself, me, and all the spiritual leaders who are present and alive today would have come in or would have been a new convert at one point in time. Yes? And it was through prayer, it was through making ourselves available and having an ambition that we grew from level to level. So I want to talk about the beginning of your journey, because I want to use your journey tonight to encourage somebody. The beginning of your journey. You are a young man, so you came in pretty young. I don't have to ask that. I can tell that because you are still pretty young. Mm-hmm. And so coming in at a very young age, there must have been some times when, as a young person, because the way you think now would not be the way you would have looked at situations and deciphered them out and all of that then. So coming in as a young man, there must have been some challenges along the way. Some new experiences that would have faced you and would have had you probably thinking, what is my next move here? How do I overcome this part of the journey? Could you share with our viewers tonight, just a little bit about your younger days in the spiritual Baptist faith?
Okay, so as a child, my mother would have baptized just before she made me. I think while she was pregnant, she got baptized with me. And she picked up church very strong. My spiritual father / grandfather, their church was Mount Sinai in San Juan. And my mother used to go to church every Sunday. And because I am the baby, I was the baby at that time, she would carry me to church. And for as much I could remember, in going to church, all I know, I shaking my head and I shouting. I don't understand nothing. I don't care who see me. I don't care who dare. The music just used to do something with me. And you see in my head, I had one particular chair my mother used to put me to sit on. And my head shaking and I dancing on the chair. And I don't remember that I could have pulled up, but I know the music, something propelling me. And then after the years, I would get up and I would shout by the center pole, pull a little adoption, as a young child. At age 10, I accepted Christ. And after that, I decided to start going to church in Manzanilla because going to San Juan from Manzanilla was a bit very far. So we started to go to church in Manzanilla. I just love church. As a child, I want to be a young archbishop. As a child, that was my passion. Whenever I get time, spare time, I play in Thanksgiving with my brother and sister and them. I play in pointing. I must point all my brothers and sisters and them. When we get to spending money, we go in and buy snack and we keep in Thanksgiving. And for me, that was a joy. Anybody come home by us and we having an evening relaxing, I go and put on some clothes and get some stone in a bottle and I ring in and I preach in because that's me. I tie up my head and because that is where my passion was. And then I met my spiritual mother, Mother Joel, and the church in Manzanilla. And I remember there was not a time that my spiritual mother could be by the church and I'm not there. I didn't understand nothing spirit. I didn't understand what going on. I just want to be present. I just love God. I want to shout. I want to sing. I don't have a good singing voice, but listen to me. I just want to be present. I don't want to be late. I don't want to miss nothing. I just want to be present. And so after a while being present, now we're talking about Mona room. I don't know nothing. I can't know nobody. But I just there. I'm leaving from the Mona room to go to school. And everybody know I am there. If you ain't see nobody else, you're sure I there. My mother home and I in the church. And after a while, when I begin to grow, I started off helping my spiritual mother sweep the church. After sweeping the church, she will tell me, light a smoke to smoke out the church. She will pull me aside and tell me, come and help you shine some brass. And so as I begin to grow, all of the areas in the church, and this is a key that I want people to recognize. The church have some slackers. And you must be the solution to the slackers. Let me explain that further. There are some people when they feel that they're entitled and they reach a particular position or a particular rank in the church, what they tend to do
Lord Bishop, your audio keep going and coming.
Yes, sorry about that. What they tend to do is to begin to have excuses. So, mother, I can't come today to clean the church because, and they give you an excuse. Just take this phone and go outside and answer for me, please. I feel like the guy. Yeah, so they tend to give you excuses. They want to show up. They want to do none of those things because they reach a particular rank. They don't need to be present. And you who are being attentive, you who have a zeal when them not present or when they create an excuse, you must be right there to slip in. And that's something I want you to learn, right there to slip in. And that's what happened with me. So that at my experience, at my exposure, there are some things that I wasn't supposed to be privy to. But because I was the only person present, the only support, the only help, I was now drawn into helping in certain areas. I'm not cooking home in my mother house. But when it have Monas, my spiritual mother telling me, come, go and put some bread and some butter and do something and share for the people, I get the opportunity. Again, if the persons who are assigned to do it is there doing it, then I couldn't have been there. Yes? So that is something to bear in mind. The church have plenty slackers. And what I want you to know is that the slackers will always see you as being pushy. The slackers, when they recognize that you have a passion and that you're moving, they will begin to feel threatened by you, and they will start to create problems to make you look, sound bad, and make you feel you're doing something wrong. And so
let us
go ahead.
So I was going to say, let us deal with that, because that is a big issue that persons will tell me from time to time. People feel that they're pushy, and people feel that they're sucking up to the mother and they're sucking up to the leader. And that is one of the deterrent, or that is one of the issues that they faced in the church. And so because of that, it would cause them to backpedal. Yes? What will you say, or what advice would you give to persons who who would be stumbling on their spiritual journey because persons think that they're sucking up to the mother, or what they see as sucking up to the mother and sucking up to the leader and being pushy,
All right,
because you are always present?
So I would say to that very straightforward. If you were there doing your job, I couldn't come to suck up. That's one. But more so, what I want to share is that as a leader, speaking from a leader perspective, if I have 3 members, and every time I go to the Mona room, those 3 members shows up and come to assist me in the Mona room. They're on time and they're there. After pointing 3-4 Mona with them being present, it means they're going to learn the momentum of the Mona room. It means
Definitely.
that they're going to understand how I operate. So after 3, 4, 5 times, they would know, okay, he need this now, he need that now. What it means is that I am going to get accustomed working with these 3 persons. And so from the time I get in the Mona room, those 3 persons, the first persons coming to mind, because they understand my momentum. And people tend to not realize that. They feel that the leader must use everybody. But you really waiting for the leader to call you home from home. And while you waiting for me to call you home and tell you, come and help, somebody else is calling me to find out what time I will be by the church. And any leader would go for the person that is more willing. One of the things I want to point out to you, Mother Ned, that I found very interesting is that in my early days laboring in the vineyard, position was not my mind. Learning was not my mind. Being mother best child was not my mind. Looking for some level of recognition was not my mind. What was on my mind is that I love God and I'm laboring for God. And so that is important, because the way I would have exercised what God would have called me to, or what my spiritual mother would have asked me to do, it was with a level of humility, it was a level of urgency, it was a level that I just want to help, and I was eager and excited too. And that is important. So if you're seeing somebody else sticking up to the elder, you in your carnal state would see it as sticking up. But the elder will now see this as somebody with some level of passion, willingness, ambition to do better, to be better. You who complaining, what are you doing to make your spiritual life better? What are you doing to learn something more in the church? What are you doing to advance the kingdom? And those that have nothing to do, that always have an excuse, that always trying to make the issues, are the people who always have a fault. And I'm here tonight to say to you, those persons, those pushy persons, because They call me pushy. They call me frontish. They call me all of those names. And I am saying to you that all of those names that they call me, that was just a distraction from me fulfilling my purpose. And I'm saying that if you are being called names, looked at, criticized, bring down, ridicule, I want you to see that as a distraction to you walking in your purpose. That person or persons are seeing where you are going to be down the road. And what they are trying to do is to bring hindrance, because they feel they're supposed to be in the position, but they're not doing nothing to be there. They feel that they are entitled. And that is what happens. Because I in the faith 40 years, I must be the person to be sealing band with you in the Mona room. Where says that? Who says that? And you sit down home waiting for me to call you to tell you, girl, well, come now, come and seal band with me. No, that is not going to happen. It is somebody crying and eager and willing. You're calling them, they're bouncing down, they're throwing down everything in front of them to be there, to assist. And you're waiting because of an entitlement. And so what we need to understand is that elders have feelings too. When I labor with you in the Mona room and I shout and I leave my wife undone and I labor with you in the Mona room, I am expecting that when I have a next Mona, that you come and ease me up and help me labor. So it means I will sing less because I have somebody else there coming to help me out in the Mona room. And you staying home. The time you know you have a child, the time you know you have grandchildren, the time you know you have work, the time you know you have everything. How would the elder feel? Somebody else is there willing, them ain't money yet. And they're willing and excited and ready. What must the elder do? Study you? No. We work with who or what is willing and available. You sit down and continue to badmind people. You sit down and study to talk to the pushy and the frontish, and I realize that you are still in the spot to criticize, and that person is elevating. So don't worry with the naysayers. They have a job and they are fulfilling their job.
And so that is one of the things that is hindering a lot of people in their spiritual walk, and they are not standing because they feel criticized because of their willingness to serve, that is being seen by others as pushy, as frontish, as adoring the mother, adoring the leader. And well said, Lord Bishop, the persons who are looking on and the persons who are making these allegations are not making themselves available. So the big question is, okay,
so Mother Lloyd,
you don't have this.
Mother Lloyd, before you go further, hold your thought right there. I just want to say this. So these persons who are adoring the elder appreciates the elder. And you know, these persons who criticizing, this treat the elder like nothing. The elder would have done so much for them, and they don't value the elder. And the elder, as they had hurt them, they run to the elder. But every opportunity they get, they want to degrade, they want to deface, they want to bring down the elder. So discord in the church. And because somebody begin to see the value in the elder, they have an issue. Because why? Their job is to dismantle the ministry or the purpose of the elder. But somebody else is seeing differently. They have an issue with that. Go ahead, Mother Lloyd.
Definitely. And it is so sad because some persons are not strong enough to deal with that level of criticism, and they end up wanting to leave the ministry. Let me say goodnight to our Mother Bishop. Our Mother Bishop Eileen is on, and she would have made a comment, and her comment is on point. It's about working genuinely in the vineyard, kingdom of God. Oh, you can see it because it's on the screen. Our Baptist faith is a practicing faith. Practice makes permanent. Grow with confidence in the faith. And she would have put that comment when you were speaking as to people coming and the persons who make themselves available are the ones that we will use. Let me also say good night to our Bishop Sean Isaac. He is on as well. Pleasant good night to you, Bishop, as well. Somebody here, Keelan Williams, is saying, call me pushy. So I guess he is one of the persons who is standing in spite of. And we have somebody saying, I'm loving this topic. Thank you for clarification. So I know tonight we're going to help some persons walk through their situation. Somebody is sharing and they're saying, I can so relate to this. I have been there. I have been there, done that. And up to this day, it's still happening. I have learned to ignore. And I want to say to this person, I am happy that you have learned to ignore. Because in my coming up years, you persons who would have heard my sister give her testimony at times, she would have said that, you know, persons from, I was very pushy and frontish. You know, I was one of those persons who was always there. I made myself available. I was present for everything. And as you said, Lord Bishop, and that is so true, at some point in time, things that other persons supposed to be doing, they're not there. And so you would have filled that spot. And what started to happen was my spiritual mother, God rest her soul, would have started to teach me things that she would not teach in the church. So, for instance, when she's going to pour in the Mona, she would say, well, you put this here because of that, you do this because of this, you do that because of that. And so it afforded me the opportunity to be schooled as well, because I was always present. Yes, because I was always present. And so we have this situation as well, persons who feel that, and I know this will go back to something that you said before, but I want to treat it separating apart from what we would have just spoken about. The persons who sit and say, well, nobody don't call me to do nothing. I just be right there, but nobody don't call me to do nothing. You know, it's called this one, that one, that one, that one. And I just be right there. And they don't call me to do nothing. And so because of that, I feel as though nobody don't want me to develop or to grow and that kind of thing. What advice would you give to that laid back individual or individuals?
I'm laughing, and I'm laughing simply because every Sunday I say in Praying Soul, and you sit down in the same spot, and nobody are calling you. Every Sunday I say in somebody come and read a lesson, and you sit down in the same spot, and nobody are calling you. What am I saying to you? Is that you must want betterment. And so whenever opportunity comes, make yourself available. So it means that the first time you get up, you read a lesson. The second time you get up, read a lesson. By the third time, you might get to exalt for 2 minutes. And you would feel that but you would realize that from 1 to 2 to 3, you would be growing into becoming something better. And that's what people fail to recognize. They think that if the elder don't call the name and point them out, and no. Just how they say you have to work out your own salvation, you have to want it and work towards it and propel towards it. You have to be ambitious. Don't wait for somebody to say, well, girl, come today and come tomorrow. And Mother Ned, let me just clear this up one time. I'm not trained, but I just need to make this statement.
Go ahead.
If you leave from by one church because they call you pushy, don't feel that you will be exempted in the next church. Those persons that are trying to make you feel a particular way is not in one church only. There are persons like that in all churches. You, on the other hand, and I want you to know that if you are aspiring to be a leader, leaders are persons who must be able to face critics and criticism. It is a position that comes with bashing. It is a position that comes with ridicule, because somebody would always want to put your leadership into question. So these little naysayers, pushy people, saying this, all of that is part of your preparation for when you become a leader. Because if you cannot take these little words now, you cannot take it when you become the mother of the church. And so what it means is that you need to continuously ignoring the noise and moving forward. So those persons who sitting down and feel that you are not being used, you need to change the mentality. Your mind is not in the right place. You need to get up and get it done. Praying soul, you must be the first one. When I got baptized, my spiritual father told me, learn a hymn and learn a trumpet. Have a favorite psalm. Yes, they say somebody bring a lesson, you must be the first person to belch out and reach out. Somebody give a word, sometimes you don't know where you're getting up to say, Sometimes you don't know what is the word you're getting up to say, but they say somebody get up and say something, bring a testimony, you must be the first one. And I guarantee you, you get up and say, listen, I don't know what I come up here to say, but I just want to say that Jesus wept. And that is how you are going to grow. That's how you are going to become better. That's how you are going to begin to walk in the calling that God would have called you to.
So let me say goodnight to Clement Dunton 277 from Baytown, Texas. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have our brothers and sisters across the diaspora joining, and feel free to comment or leave a question. So we have a comment from Bishop, and he is saying, while I understand what Lord Bishop is saying, some people, you as the leader has to pull it out of them. Sometimes they want to move, but they are shy.
I agree with that.
I think we lost.
No, I'm right here. I agree with that, Bishop Isaac. But there's a difference with persons who are shy and those persons who just want to sit down and wait. So you would see a shy person will come to you and say, Bishop, I want to read a lesson, but a little shy, They would say some things, and I used to tell them, you are watching you. The next time I want you to get up and pray and who, me? I don't want that at all. No, Papa. there's a difference with the shy persons. Now, you as an elder must know your members, because you might be shy to talk in front of the church, but you're not shy to clean the church. And that is what bring the balance. What bring the balance that everybody under the sun
we are losing you, Bishop. So if you're going in and out, I'm not sure what's going on with
you hear
the
me better
connectivity
now?
Up on your end. But
you hear me better?
I just heard you, yes.
Right. So I'm saying is that you, while shyness is a valid excuse, there are so many different areas in the church that you can make yourself available. So if you are shy to speak in front of the church, there are other things that you can apply yourself in, that will show your willingness in the church. And so what it means is that as the elder would realize, hey, she little shy, but when come to kitchen, she dare, she working hard. When you ask for this, she dare, she. So you would recognize that this person, yes, they're shy, yes, but they are willing in the other areas. I'm speaking about those persons who are willing in no area. They're willing to do nothing. They have an excuse for everything. So we're talking past shy here. We're talking about
Let me say good night.
Sitting down and finding the faults. They don't even want to pass a broom.
Let me say good night to Brother Bernard Williams. We have a person who is making a distinction between the person said there's a difference between shy and spiritually lazy.
Thank you. I love it.
So they are saying that some persons are shy, and on the other hand, some persons are spiritually lazy. Yes, and so we want to talk a little. I want to talk a little bit tonight about persons who are struggling in terms of, because persons have different kinds of struggles in the spiritual world. Yes, and so we have the person, and this goes across the board, be it man or be it woman. We have some persons who are struggling because they feel that they're willing, they want to work, but they are not allowed to work. They come, they make themselves available, they offer themselves for service, but they are being rejected. What advice would you give to persons who find themselves in that particular kind of situation?
Right. Madeline, I like that. And let me tell you why I like it. It's because I personally have an issue with a particular thing, and I like this. There are some persons who wants to do as they want, when they want, how they want.
Bishop, just hold a minute. Bishop Safe, read it, as I brought up that, read the comment, so you will be able to answer, to deal with this one, because it's along the same line.
Pushy. So you go to clean, and you're told it's only a selected group. Sometimes you're not allowed to minister a word because the minister who brought the lesson was the one who got the inspiration. So whilst there are those who sit and may do something, there are those who, and I like that question. I like that statement. So what the person is saying is that you have those persons that are willing and are being denied. Yes.
Which is what I was asking. Yes.
Yes, and there are many reasons. Let me give you one of the reasons why I would deny someone. Let me give you the reason. I'm not saying this is the case of this person, but let me give you a reason from a leader perspective. You posting all kind of thing on social media, your behavior is not one of Christianity. It is public. You have no regard for nobody. You're cussing, you're carrying on. Your behavior is deplorable and it's not Christian-like. I spoke to you about it once, twice. You show no remorse. You cannot be placed to the forefront. I don't care about your anointing. I don't care how much throne you take. I don't care how much you're walking. If your lifestyle must equate your calling. So while I understand persons would have to grow into a particular, to reach a particular point, there's a difference in total reluctancy and willingness to change. You in all of the parties, you're posting a picture, you're bareback, you're blah, 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 and then you want me to assign you to preach on a Sunday. That's not going to happen with Bishop Safe. That's one instance that Bishop Safe would reject. Another instance that Bishop Safe would reject is if the motive in coming to help is not a genuine one. There are some persons that comes to help and be present only because they're looking for sympathy and glory. Let me explain. Let me break that down. I would give you money today, or the minister asks, we want to sow a seed of $1,000. I will come and bring the $1,000. The only reason I'm bringing the $1,000 is because I want to say afterwards, I give them $1,000. And so what we need to, people think that sometimes we blame the elders, but there are things that the elders see. You making bacchanal and conflict every Sunday in the church. Every Sunday you sow in discord and want to come and clean the church. No, stay home. Because when you come to clean the church, all you're coming to do, instead of come and clean the church and pray, all you're coming to do is to raise a gossip here, raise a talk here, raise a that. So there are genuine circumstances while some person may be denied. And while there are some other circumstances where persons are being denied without reasoning. Persons who are being denied without reasoning, that is something that you take up with your elder, because your elder probably have some reason why. Yes? Sometimes your elder tell you today, or your purpose is to smoke the church every Sunday before church start. You don't want that. You want to come and clean the church. So when you come and say you want to clean the church, the elder denies you. So sometimes it just requires a dialogue with the elder. But there are valid reasons why spiritual children should be barred from certain things. Yes? Now, in some schools, they have cleaning teams. And the cleaning teams have been working for them for 10 years. And they don't want anybody else to come to spoil the teaching, the cleaning team. While that is the leader's perspective on that. That is his leadership style being in existence there. You have to respect that. Bishop Safe may not allude to it because he would say now there must be some level of succession planning. If 2 persons from the team get sick, then nobody has to clean church. But at the end of the day, it boils down to the leader and his leadership style. So I want us to understand. Yes, you're getting me back, Mother Lloyd? I'm back, right?
Yes, I'm getting you now.
Right. So I want you to understand that there are reasons why persons are bad from doing things. To whom much is given, much is required. You want to be to the forefront of the church. You want to be one of the face of the church. It requires a certain type of lifestyle. It requires a certain type of behavior. Yes, because after I would have to send you to represent me and the church. And so when you cannot do that because you cussing and carrying on and you're brawling and I'm talking to you and you want to hear, then I cannot do that. I will be ashamed. So sometimes when you find these things happening, go and sit and have a dialogue with your elder. Teach, mother, father, I want to do better. I want to bring. I come in, blah, 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 have a dialogue with them. And any right-thinking elder would open the door for you to labor in the field.
So sometimes some of these things, can be sorted out with effective communication.
That's correct.
That's what you're saying.
That's correct.
I have a comment here. I'm not sure if it's a part of something just now. Huh? I think it's a part of.
Why would anyone?
Right. So this person is saying, in some spaces, everything is treated as classified information, and everything appears to be a top secret. So in a case like that, why would anyone want to worship in a space like that?
Mother Lloyd, leaders
where persons feel they are not being taught.
Mother Lloyd, elders are not mad people. Some of you talk too much. Let me give you an example. By Bishop Safe, if I'm doing a uniform for my members because we have a pilgrimage coming, you pay your money for the uniform. And the week before, you receive the uniform well laundered in a bag, and I do not share with you what is the color and the style of the uniform. And I'll tell you why. Because we talk too much. You had to call your friend, your nenen, your uncle, your tanty to tell them we're using this color, this is the design, this is the thing. You come with a whole 4 or 5 person, all of them in the same color and something close to the making. No. We don't work that spirit. I am saying to us that when elders keep some things top secret, it's because you all are talking too much. Your church is in San Fernando. You stand up tonight and you say that we're going tomorrow and feed the home. But somebody could call the elder in Porta, Spain, and tell them that you say X, Y, and Z tonight. Those things, and I'm speaking for me, are not acceptable. If you are not trusted with little things, you cannot be trusted with big things. So if we supposed to be a family, and we are sharing things in the church among ourselves, and you have to go and take it and broadcast it, then if I do a spiritual operation, who tell me I want you around me?
You see, a lot of people don't look at.
There's something for the public, and there's something so private. There are some things that is only for your church members to know, and there are some things what is needed to be public, we're going to say publicize. And people, sometimes we find every excuse to lambaste the elder. We find every excuse to make the elder feel like he's mad and he not doing the right thing and he not bringing. So, like for example, I'll give you an example. Elder A, let me call him Elder Tom, has to perform a particular type of ritual. You are there, and Elder Tom tell you, well, you have to stay out here, and go in and do something inside there. On a normal day, something Elder Tom in church announcement that Elder Tom talk that's supposed to remain with the members of the church. You carry it and broadcast it. What make you feel Elder Tom is going to trust you to carry you inside in the morning where the private thing is happening for you to see? What make you feel that is what's going to happen? You need to be trusted with the small things first. Come, here's what I want you to do for me. I want you, a pilgrimage coming, I want you to give a gift. The gift is a cell phone. I don't want you to say that to nobody. But 5 members could come and tell me you're giving a gift. It means that you would not give a gift no other time again. Because I had a conversation and I say, keep that between us. Sometimes we talk too much. Thank you, Mother Lloyd.
So the person is responding and they are saying, I am referring to the fundamentals, basic teaching you were speaking of.
Okay. The fundamental teaching. Again, there are many reasons why some elders don't teach. There are some members who feel that they throw the pearl to swine. There are some elders who feel that no, let me take this one seriously. There are some members who literally do it and not sure what they're doing, so they can't teach it. I grew up seeing mother throwing water in the 4 corners and the singing when I severe the wonders cross. I ain't sure it's all the meaning, but I know that's supposed to be done. Yes? And there are some elders who just feel that before I give you information, you have to pay your dues. And again, that is totally the decision and the right of the elder. While I may think differently, and I would want to teach the members, because I feel as though that the more the members learn is a greater help for me, I cannot bash or ridicule or condemn another leader who chooses to teach you when you are 5 years in the church. Mother Lloyd.
So we have Mother Bishop saying, hallelujah, no understanding and respect for being trustworthy to the ministry. And so you were talking about that. But I want to flip the coin a little bit, and I want to say that we have persons who will speak about a whole lot of stuff. This is happening, that is happening, that is happening, that is happening. But hardly you will hear people looking on the side of the coin from the elder. As you said earlier on, I think people feel elders don't have feelings, or because you're an elder, or because you're the leader, you ought to take anything. Somebody is always hurt, somebody is always distraught, somebody is always feeling disrespected, somebody is always feeling you're not teaching nothing, somebody feeling that this and that and the other. But very few people will sit and have a conversation with the elder to find out or to look at the elder's position. And so a lot of times people just go away because they up in their feelings, their emotions are overworking, and don't take the time off to say, let me call Mother Lloyd. and have a conversation with her. Or let me call Bishop Safe or Bishop Eileen or whomever your elder may be and have a conversation. And so when we advise people to do, I say, you don't know Sheena, you don't know Hina. And so they paint the elders in with a kind of brush that makes you feel that the elder is unapproachable.
Mother
But the
Lloyd,
truth is they have never tried.
Mother Lloyd, and I'm going to share this with you, and all those
Go
of you
ahead.
that are listening, I want you to think of this. I'm a teacher by profession. And if I have 30 students in my class, and one person pass with a distinction in my class, and everybody else fail, bearing in mind this person did not do lessons, but one person passed with a distinction, and not even a distinction, I would say a 3, and everybody else failed the class. This person didn't do no lessons. This person only rely on what was taught in the class. It does not say that the teacher did not teach. The problem is not the teacher. The problem is the 29 students that are sitting in the class. It's either they don't understand the way the teacher teach, it's either that they're not applying themselves, but the teaching is happening in the class. And what am I saying? Sometimes what the elder want to teach you is not what you want to learn. Sometimes the elder want to teach you biblical things and you looking for spirit. So in other words, the elder don't teach. But I want you to know that every elder have a strength and have a weakness. And if you go by an elder whose strength is dissecting the word of God, it means that would be the strength of the school, and that is the type of schooling you're going to get, or the schooling or the type of teaching that will be dominant. But if you go by another school and they now want to teach the rudiments of the spiritual battle, because we all know that in some churches, the rudiments are not important. It doesn't take you to heaven. So it boils down to the type of school you have and what is the strength or the weakness of the elder. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
So you are saying that based on the strength of the elder, that is what the elder will teach.
That's correct. That's some elders
right?
are not spiriting.
So,
there's some elders are not do acting more spiriting. They're not into that. That's not what they grew up in. That's not what they know. They're not into the spiriting. And you seeing Sandra, Shelley, and Thomas learning spiriting, and they could operate on a spiritual level, but you now begin to say your elder is teaching, but that's not the strength of your elder. Your elder has a different perspective on that. Your elder perspective is, as a new convert, you need to spend the first 5 years learning the word of God before I start teaching you the rudiments of the faith. And again, you cannot say he's a bad elder, because that is his style and way of leading. And so if we love our elder, we must appreciate their style of leadership. And that is important. You must understand, as a leader, you're going to see your elder's strength and weakness. What do? Show them up and make them feel less than a person? There are some elders, they have no experience or knowledge in church management, in church administration, but they're excellent when it comes to spiritual operation and spiritual understanding. There are some elders, they don't put them to preach. That is not the ministry. They're not preaching now, and nothing don't preach. They will tell you something, yes, concerning the Bible, but they are not a preacher. You'll go by another church, and the elder, listen to me, he on fire, he's preaching. You must know what is your need, what you want, how you want it, and you must be able to, okay, if God call you and you say God call you and put you under Bishop Safe, and Bishop Safe is a preacher, and Bishop Safe teaching the word of God and helping you to become a better and going to make you into a preacher. If God sent you a bishop, it mean that your calling had to fall within the preaching ministry. Or there's something there that you need to learn for a period of time until God transition you to another place. So as a member of the community, you must be able to understand your elder. Before you bash your elder, sometimes you need to just listen to your elder perspective on certain things. Yes, you need to check out to see. Don't go and make your elder Bishop Safe. Don't go and make your mother elect Lady Mother Lloyd. There's only one Mother Lloyd. There's only one Bishop Safe. Your elder is unique in his or her ways, and you must be able to appreciate them. You probably like how Bishop Safe does shout, but shouting is not all. Not because your elder not shouting, it makes your elder bad and Bishop Safe good. Because Bishop Safe could be shouting and don't have no proper leadership style. Bishop Safe could be childish. So sometimes we need to understand before we criticize, carry down, condemn. We need to understand that leaders are not mad people. And sometimes the thing about leadership is that sometimes leaders make decisions that nobody's in agreement with, that nobody could see why they make the decision. But as a leader, you have to be able to take risk in making that decision and prove to people that the decision you're making was a good one. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
So somebody is speaking of an experience. It's on the screen there right now.
Good evening, everyone. I attend a church. Sometimes I notice that there is one person who severes with a certain vessel, and if she's not there, no one else severes with that vessel. Again, there's a reason why that particular person has that particular vessel. There's a possibility that when that person mourned, that person was given that vessel. There's a possibility that there's a connection with that person and that vessel. There is a reason for it. And again, the elder would have the reason for it. I could sit down here and speculate 100 reasons why that could happen. And that may not necessarily be wrong. Yes? Your calling, your doing, your anointing may be different from somebody else. It's not because Jane doing it, it means I need to do it. It's not because Harry gets any privilege, I need to get a privilege. What you need to do is to wait on the Lord and be of good courage. And let me just share with you, there was a time when my spiritual mother sealing bands, I was outside of the Mona room. And all I hearing is talk, king, 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 talk, king, 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 talk, king, king, king. And I wondering what going on inside there. And I said, oh God, so I can't get to go in there, boy. Talk, king, king, king. And it's sounding good for me. It's sounding like real, all kind of thing going on inside there. And I was not able to go in. And then after the years upon years, while she going talk king, 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 I opening the door to go and put the vase in the corner. I opening the door to go and anoint the shepherd rod. I opening the door. No, I ain't getting to see what she's doing, but at least I'm being in the room. And it shows growth. It shows progress. Then there was another time when she would say, come, put a seal on this band here. And from a seal, she would say, put 2 seals on this band here. From 2 seals, I say, come boy, come, this band, I put this band here. You seal this band now for me. It shows growth. So today you might be outside. All you need to be consistent, be diligent, be available. And with time, the place you aspire to be, you are going to be there. Aspiration, spiritual aspiration is good. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
So the questions and the comments are coming fast and furious. So we have a question here, and the question is, Can I ask, where it is written that elders must teach you spiritual things publicly?
Right. So again, it's not written.
That is coming.
It is on the discretion of the elder. Now, let me just say this to you. If I sharpen a knife and I put it in a baby's hand, I am guaranteed that the baby will damage his or herself. What am I saying to you? Is that before the elder endow you with certain information, they have to make sure that you are at the level to attain and understand the particular information. So sometimes we want the elder to teach. Teach only in the church once a month. Teach, and you just sit down doing nothing with the information. But I am sure the person who laboring in the morning with the pointer is learning. Another thing I want us to know, and Mother Lloyd, you would bear me witness. Long-time Baptists used to learn from observation. Nobody are telling you what is the meaning of stuff. Nobody are telling you how to serve the church. Nobody are telling you this.
Yeah.
You have to sit down there and watch how mother doing it, and watch how leader doing it, and look how sister doing it, and watch and adapt and learn. And sometimes all you learn is what they're doing and not how and not the reason why they're doing it. And after a period of time, the knowledge will come. What am I saying to you? Is that sometimes the things we expect the elder to teach us, long ago Baptists used to do it, and we used to catch on by just looking on. So even if the elder is not teaching and you are present, you are going to learn. You may not learn all the details, but you'll learn piece today, piece tomorrow, piece the other day, until it comes together. Mother Lloyd.
So we have just a comment, not a question. It says, the elder must be holistic, balanced, and all-rounded. That's a comment that we have. We have another comment. Members can also...
Mother Lloyd, let me just put a punch there. And I want us to think about this. What is the qualification to be a Baptist leader or to be an elder in the Baptist church? And that's something we need to think about before we make. That's something we need to make. That's something we need to think about. Because as I just said, there are churches that are Bible-based, preach-based, spirit-based. And so it depends on the church, because the leader don't have to be the spirit man of the church. The leader, he ain't at a point he had to do nothing. His purpose is just to preach. And so you must be able to understand the leadership that you are sitting under. You could be the minister, you don't have to be knowledgeable in administration. However, it is a plus to have admin, spirit, rudiments. It's a plus to have everything, a holistic minister. But if there is a minister who doesn't have everything, it doesn't make him a bad minister, because it means that the mother of the church could be the pointer. It means that the mother of the church could be the administrator for the church. The Bible says that we all work together as a body. We work together as one body. And so too, as the church, as the spiritual Baptist church, everybody works together for the glorification of the kingdom. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
You know, Bishop Safe, in the olden church, when I was growing up, the mother of the church was not necessarily the pointer.
Okay.
Yeah? So you had the mother of the church, you had the pointer, you had the leader. So in some cases, the leader was a baptizer. In some cases, the leader was not. the church was structured differently, right? Now we have a different kind of structure where the mother and the leader are usually the pointers or the baptizers and what have you. But in the early church, you had the mother of the church, and the mother was not in some cases necessarily the pointer of the church, but everybody worked together. Yes. And for the growth and development of the ministry. We have another comment from our Mother Bishop saying, members can also learn from observation, as you were saying just now, not only from their elder, but other anointed elders as well. Yes, because it is something that somebody is saying, as we were talking about talking to the elders, they are saying, what about those elders who don't listen? Who don't listen?
Yes, I've met some of those who are set in their ways and they see it their way and they're not moving and they're not. Yes, we have some of those. They're hearing, they're moving, they're nothing. But I guess we still have to love them and find a way to work with them.
We have another question. What happens if your needs is not met, I guess, in the ministry that you are in presently, or what have you?
If your needs are not met, it means you are going to be a miserable soul and you are going to sow discord in the church. Because I want to add to that, right? Your needs are not met. Now, the Bible outlined what your needs supposed to be, right? So let me say your need is I want to learn about Mama and Papa, and this church only teaching Jesus. Yeah, I guess that's what you're referring to when you say need. Because I know when it comes to church to worship God, so it's there to glorify God, to labor, to trust. So I don't understand when they say need. It means that you have a specific thing you want to do, you want to learn, you want to be focused on Mama, Papa, and the church teaching that. The problem is not the church, the problem is you. Yeah? What you need to do is to focus on God. And when time for Mama and Papa, they would come. Yes, if you feel that you are compelled to Mama and Papa and this church is not teaching Mama and Papa, then find somewhere where Mama and Papa will be, because you're going to only be miserable and create havoc in the church that you're in. Mother Neda? Lloyd, sorry.
Let me greet Archbishop Hathaway, who is on. Thank you so much, excuse me, for your support, and feel free, Archbishop, to drop a line. Yes, feel free to drop a line. We have so many things. My grandmother, matriarch Queen Mother Sheila, didn't even talk in Amona Zoom. So you have to, that's true. You have to be very observant. She speaks with her eyes, more work, less talk. And that was long time Baptist elders didn't used to talk. When they give you the look, you know what that means. Yes, that is so true. We have a question here now. And the person is saying, I have a question, please. What is the qualification for a female to be a spiritual mother? In brackets, baptism children.
You must be able to go through labor 9 months and go through trimester, and go through labor. What am I saying to you? What am I saying to you is that you cannot just get up and become a spiritual mother. Yes? You have to go through the channels. Yes, just as in the secular world, a mother must have some level of experience. A mother must go through certain things. A mother must be knowledgeable in certain areas. So too, yes, that a mother must be able to nurture her children. If you don't know nothing in the Baptist faith, what are you going to teach your children? Yes, if you don't know how to groom young ladies to be good wives, how are you going to be a mother? Yes, so it means that you must go through a spiritual pregnancy and have a spiritual labor. And when I talk about it, I talk about the experience and acquiring the knowledge that is required to have spiritual children. Mother Lloyd.
Another question.
I wish to acknowledge my Archbishop, His Grace Archbishop Perry Dyatt.
He's on. I ain't see him as yet.
Just so Bishop Kessel says.
I wish to acknowledge him as well. Pleasant good night, Archbishop. Carnally, how do you identify your corners? Which is number 1, which is number 2, which is number 3, and which is number 4?
East, west, north, and south.
I'm not sure if
we normally look at east as number 1.
There's an African proverb.
So it's east, west, north, and south. Go ahead, Mother.
So we have a comment here. It says an African proverb say when you carry them for too long, they forget how to walk. So let us think about that.
Yes, exactly. Can't spoon feed everything. There's some things you have to learn by the way. There's some things you have to fight through. Yeah? That's what that proverbs mean.
That's right. Lord Bishop is saying the church is not to teach mama and papa. Yes. We have another question, comment. It's a bit long. But what if all the elder has is weaknesses?
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's on the thing here.
Yes, he doesn't know the word.
And it has your name in it, so it's directed to you. Go ahead.
Spiritual. What if the elder perspective change every time he speaks? And so it means he came through the back door. Yeah, Lord, whilst we understand what you are saying, you cannot stand in the gap for all elders, because whilst your leadership or your eldership is after God's will there. So the Bible talks about false prophets, false teachers, and all of that. And so we're going to have persons who see the elder thing and just want it. They have no qualification. They want it. I know there are persons like that in the faith. They are spiritual thieves. They see something today and they take it. They go by Jane. They see Jane have a champagne glass on the altar and you have champagne glass next week. We know of these type of persons. And again, by thy fruit, thou will know the tree. So if you recognize that you have, you are receiving certain type of fruits, yes, that does not add up to what is the required or the standardized expectation of a leader, what I will tell you, find someone that will be able to take you to the place that you would want to go. Mother Lloyd.
So I want to go back to having gone through some of these questions and comments, but I want to go back to standing firm in the midst of adversities, because we have persons who are, as I said, they are literally struggling in. What advice you will give to persons who easily offended by everything. So, for example, they feel sidestepped or sidetracked if the mother don't greet them the same way every week, or by the way somebody would look at them, or when you were greeting, you didn't call their names. What advice would you give to people who are easily bruised? Let me put it this way.
All right. Let me say this. Adversities was designed for each and every one of us. Whether you're big, you're small, whether you're high, you're low, whether you're leader or member, you are going to go through something. And everything you go through, there would be a lesson in it for you. And I guess if you miss the lesson the first time, you would go over the lesson again a second time to ensure that you learn the lesson. I want to say to you that if you are easily bruised, it tells me that you are not spiritually matured. That's a hard pill. And the Bible
That
talks
you are
about
not what?
putting spiritually matured.
Okay.
The Bible talks about putting a novice in a leadership position. There's a reason why you are in the pew and Mother Lloyd on a throne. Let me explain that. Mother Lloyd would have been through some things, some hardship that she would have been through, that propel her to a throne, that now while she's on the throne, if little petty things come to her, it will shake off her back like dashing leaf. However, somebody in the pew who doesn't have the experience that Mother Lloyd would have would now take offense. The difference with you and her is that she is spiritually matured. She understands, that hardship is mandatory for a Christian. The Bible says in James to count it all joy. And the only way you could count some things joy is only when you reach to a level of spiritual maturity. I'm saying to you that everybody has feelings. And so as you grow spiritually, there will be some things that you will begin to overlook. It's not that there's some things that will, if you look back, there's some things that affect you 3 years down the road. Somebody do it now. It don't affect you as much because you would have grown. So let me give you an example of that. When you were a sister, they call you pushy, and you couldn't take it. Listen, you can't understand. I'm working for God, and you can tell me I'm pushy. But when you understand that that is part of your process, and that is expected to happen, after a while, when somebody begin to say you're pushy, you will say, God are doing the right thing. Because if nobody not saying something negative, it means I'm not doing something good. So whether you like it, you know it, in the spiritual Baptist faith, a Christian person, your blood cannot be close to your skin. If your blood close to your skin, every Sunday you will find a new church. Every Friday, you're going to find a new elder. Because if I am your elder, I have to put you through different situations to see how you respond. I have to be able to test you with little first before I can test you with abundance. So what I'm saying to you is that it just shows your level at this point. And that's okay. Because there are some things that somebody in the pew will get away with. Let me give you an example. If somebody in the pew goes stink and dirty last night, nobody in the church may know. Nobody in the church will see that. Nobody in the church will, all right. They're growing, they're just baptized and they're changing. Let Mother Lloyd go stink and dirty now. That becomes a highlight in the whole, that's stopping the whole Baptist community. Why? Because Mother Lloyd is sitting on a throne and you are now in the pew. Some things you might be able, not saying that what you're doing in the pew is right, but you are in the pew because it means that you are struggling with a lot of stuff. It means that you are not there yet. It means that you need somebody who to talk to you, somebody to nurture you, somebody to guide you through the process to come from the back to the front. So I'm just saying, take your time and grow. You would start off being upset, easily provoked, easily moved, but it's not going to last forever. That is part of your learning process. You just embrace it. Thank you, Mother Lloyd.
Chef Kessel, I didn't go there. I wasn't even thinking. So you have the persons who they believe that they are gifted. They feel as though they're doing what they're supposed to do, and then you have the person say, it's not so to do it. You ain't doing it right. You have to do it so, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. And so they now feel that they are in a place where rather than do it wrong, let me do nothing at all. So they down tools because other persons will have criticized what they are doing and say to them, it's not so, that's not how you just do that, it's not so to do it. And they kind of shut down and say, you see me, I done with that. I not in that, I go on somewhere else. What advice would you give to
I want to look at that from
persons who are in that situation?
I want to look at that from two perspectives, Mother Lloyd. I want to look at it from the perspective of the elder who is correcting this person. The elder might be coming from a genuine place. That, darling, if you're doing something wrong, I want to show you how to do it. The fact that the person is helping and correcting you, you may not like the way the person, but that is hats off to that person who is correcting you because they are standing in a good place. However, looking at it from the perspective of the person who is being corrected, I could feel that who are you to tell me what I do in the spirit? Tell me do that and I do in that. Yes? I could be puffed up and not like corrections. I don't like the way the person correcting me. Yes? Or I could look at it from the perspective that I just don't want nobody correct me. My thing is that, and I kind of put it on a scale, but even when I put it on the scale, I get it. I am saying to you, because some people feel if I go and moan, Mother Lloyd, and they tell me that I need to put the shepherd rod with the hook part, with the part that's over, I need to put it in the front That's the only way it could go, because that's the only way I get it. And so we need to understand that you must be able to be teachable. If you know it one way and somebody going to teach you it another way, then that means that you now know two ways to do the same thing. And sometimes, while I understand that some people don't know how to talk to people, some people are correct, the way they correct you, they make you disenchanted. While I understand all of that, the bigger picture is that you are being educated. If you remember your days at secondary school, it's not all your teachers used to teach the way you like. It's not all of your teachers will teach at the speed that you like. It's not all of the teachers would have been your favorite teacher. Yes? So what it means is that this person who is guiding you, they may not have it all right. You may think that what you're doing is the best, but experience, this person here out long, they know, they understand why. And sometimes we in our ignorant state doesn't take the time to see what somebody is teaching, because we're so swell-headed, we feel we reach, we feel we know so much that we're missing the mark. So my advice to you is, humble yourself, take the teaching. You will be happy tomorrow that you did receive that teaching. Brother Lloyd.
But you know, Lord Bishop, some people could be very critical, because okay, like in my instance, let me use myself. I remember when I first started off in ministry on my own, there were persons who say, that ain't gonna last. God didn't give me that. God will never give a woman a church. God, and you know, I pick up that on my own. God never tell me that. And I don't know where I doing, and I spiritually dance and all kind of thing. But I persevered because I know that in my own self, I would not do that. That was not the way I wanted to go. Yes. I didn't mind being in somebody's church and helping, but me having a church was not my idea of leadership for me, because there were other things that I would have preferred to do. And the criticism came left, right, and center. And listen, to the point that I started to ask God, you really give me this? You know, in a case where somebody is not as persuaded as I was then, and shut down and shut up shop and say, look, you see this thing, I'm not able. What advice you would give somebody? Or for instance, I know somebody who got healing and is afraid because of what people will say. So there are persons who they are gifted. They were given the gift. They have the unction to function, but they are afraid because of the tongues of men. What advice would you give to persons?
So, Mother Lloyd,
in that
Mother Lloyd, let me say this to you, right? Criticism is going to come, whether we like it, we know it. It's just going to come at different levels. And when I say levels, it means that the attack will be stronger according to your level. It comes in the same instance with the pushy sister who only want to pushy and want to be in front and want to do everything. The pushy person, because that is the level of that person. Somebody open a church, that the level of that person will mean, no, they never get a church, they're frontish. When they're going to open church, they go closed down. What it means to those persons who are experiencing these type of criticism, that is your license to propel further. Those critics, Mother Lloyd, would have recognized that you would be the great elect lady, Queen Mother Lloyd, 20-something years from when you started. And that is what they were seeing. And that is what they were fighting. To a sister who's supposed to be a healer, they are seeing that you are going to be a great person, and they are going to now come up against that. That is your license to propel further. They would have said all manner of things and still saying about Bishop Safe. Yes? And I want you to recognize that I would continue to grow, because distraction, I want you to know it must come. And it is going to come in different ways. And all these critics, all of these critics, we're putting them in one bracket as distraction or a distractor to your purpose. Ignore it. Ignore it. You know, let me just say this. Long time when I was younger, when somebody bad talk me, I used to say, you know, if you hear somebody bad talk me, come and tell me. Don't hide it from me. But now,
that doesn't always work.
I don't want to know. You know why?
That's
because
right.
when somebody come and tell you that Mother Lloyd say that your head big, all that making you do is develop a hatred and a discord for Mother Lloyd. When I was
That's
younger,
right.
I want to know. And I want to find a way to get back to Mother Lloyd and fix Mother Lloyd what she could say about me. And I want to call she. But as I grow now, I don't want to know. You can say what you want. You can talk what you want. However, what I can say to you is that make sure that what they're saying is not truth. Because if what they're saying is truth, then I would encourage them to continue saying it. Because it comes with the territory. You cannot want to be a bishop, live contrary to bishop principles, and the people don't talk. That's impossible. It comes with the territory. So I'm encouraging us. Just propel now. They're seeing what you're not seeing. Use it as encouragement to move on. Use Mother Lloyd's life. They see all kind of thing about her. Use my life. They're still saying about me. But God continue to shine his divine light and grant us favor. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
You know, Lord, well, we have a couple of questions here, but this question popped up in my head. So I want to place it. I want to ask you, as an elder of a church, how should an elder react or deal with when the betrayal, the bad talk, the lies, the bacchanal is coming from within his or her own congregation? What advice would you give to that an elder who is struggling with loyalty in his or her congregation, or even support? Has trust issues, who to trust, because the betrayal is coming from within their own circle.
All right, so that's an interesting question. Let me just say this. If I take a red bean and I push it under the carpet, the moisture of the carpet is going to germinate that red bean. And that red bean is going to grow and produce more beans. What am I saying to you? You see these things that you allow and leave alone and don't deal with? This get worse by the second. And as an elder, you must nip it in the bud immediately. If I realize that you're making havoc, you're talking in the car, you're like calling you, come. Listen to me. Don't let me any fall out. I'm here in X, Y, and Z, I don't like it. You address it immediately and let people recognize that it is not accepted in your space. One or two things will happen. They will conform or leave. But you must not leave it, because let me tell you something. You will always hear people talk, one bad grape that spoil the bunch. And you identify a bad grape in the church and you leave that bad grape, it's going to pollute and contaminate the rest of the grapes in the church. And when you do, because you leave that grape, when you do catch yourself, the whole bunch. Because there are people in the church who are there just to make mischief. So you as an elder have to deal with that. Deal with it quick. If it means you need to tell them, find another church, so be it. And because some people, when I was younger, people used to say, I used to think, it's the house of God, and they can't tell nobody to go to another church. If you don't want to conform to the rules and the regulation of this ministry, there are plenty others. You'll have to find another. And that's a harsh reality. But sometimes you have to make drastic decisions as a leader for positive change to happen. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
Very interesting. We have a question. In the case of someone being appointed to a leadership position in a church, but with little spiritual experience, but has carnal leadership experience, however, they sit under a leader of another church, what would you say to that?
Yes, that is possible. You have little experience. You have little spiritual experience. You have experience in leadership in the carnal world. But you're sitting under a leader. The leader now would bring you up to the level that he or she would want you to be at. That is recommended. That's quite possible.
I think that is wise as well.
Mm-hmm.
How do we distinguish between adversity that is a test of faith and adversity that results from our own choice?
That's an interesting question. I like that question because the reality of the day is that we make a lot of bad choices. And the majority of the things that we go through is because of our choices. I want to say that your choices have consequences. The choice you make, you are going to suffer the consequence for it. And so what it means is that even if in your bad choices and you're facing the consequences, there's a lesson in it to learn. If it is an adversity that God would have allowed, there's a test to learn. There's a test in it. So despite whatever, however it come, learn your lesson. Sit in the classroom and learn your lesson.
Question: do you think that there are certain carnal topics which can be taught in church to assist us to mature verbally, then spiritually, example, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, etc.?
Yes, the answer to that is yes. Like for example, the church I pastor, I normally include those type of topics on the preaching roster to be covered. Yeah. So, but I highly recommend it because depression doesn't have a face. And so there are plenty of people that are coming to church with a head tie and white dress that is going through major depressions. There are persons who come into church and has a lot of things going on, marital issues, a lot going on. And they come and smile and shout and clap and sing like normal. And so what it means is that when you are organizing the word to be preached, you must be able to tap into some of the issues that the congregation is facing. Long-time Baptists, when you reach a church, you cut the Bible, and wherever your hand fall on, you read that and you preach on that for the day. While that may work for that era, we are in a present era where you need to find out what are some of the issues that the church is facing, and you are going to bring the relevant scriptures or relevant teaching or relevant preaching on it. And you would realize that when you bring it after the service, everybody, oh God, Bishop, that was for me. Oh God, Bishop, that one hit home. Oh God. It means that you're now attacking and dealing with the issues that are facing the membership.
I want to ask a question, and that is, I have seen, from observation, I have seen leaders who feel that they need to address issues on social media.
Ooh.
Well, the lion may so I had to go and fix it. They say so and so about me, so I had to go and respond, and they choose the social media platform to do that. And they do so in some ways that that is not becoming of their portfolios. What are your thoughts on that?
So I was reading a document today, and it says to me that as a leader, when you are facing certain criticism, certain type of issues, silence become your best option. It's not, as a minister or a leader, it's not everything you answer to. If you say that Bishop Safe thief in the store last night, persons who know Bishop Safe, when they hear that story, they will be able to know, no, that's not that man. He is not that type of person. I see bishops, no, that's not that person. And they are the person who just waiting for an opportunity to bring down Bishop Safe. What you say doesn't change the person who waiting for opportunity. The persons who know you and understand it about person would already have it in the mind that that's not you. Sometimes quiet becomes your loudest voice. That's one. Two, anything that shows weakness as a leader is inappropriate. Let me, I'm not saying that the leader can't be weak. I never say that. But you must not project your weakness to everybody. Yes, there are some things that my wife alone must know that I'm hurting about. There are some things only the elders of the church must know I am hurting about. But the general public must not be know what is happening. I am saying to us that I despise that we wash our dirty linens on social media. And let me put a plunge out there, because I'm seeing a lot of the young ministers doing it. You feel you have to make a comment. You feel you have to get everybody attention. You feel that you need to have a voice for everybody to hear. I am saying to us, by me, Bishop Safe, the church I pastor, there's a rule. If there is a church issue and you use it and you go with it on social media, that is dismissal from the church with immediate effect. Because it is not the channel of conflict resolution. I am saying to us that while you may be tempted to make a comment and you think that the comment you're making is going to make you look big. Some of the comments somebody is saying is feeling shame about. I am saying to us that social media is not the place. There are so many other ways that you can vent. Call another elder, vent to that other elder. But social media must not be the place to vent. Sometimes I see people make comments about the Baptist community. I want you to know that on social media is not the Baptist community alone seeing it. And the person who have a bad connotation, idea, belief about the spiritual Baptist faith, you are giving them more grounds to ridicule us. When you go and you start to air your dirty linen, you are going to make somebody who's seeing that say, I don't want to be a Baptist again, call. But if that person and they're saying that I want to join them, the Bible speaks about stumbling your brother. And so you people are looking up to you. While it may be an issue, nobody say hide it. But you coming to put it on social media, when you put it on, so you don't know where it would go. You don't know who see it. I detest elders who have social media, and every time you look at a status, it is something to do with bacchanal. It is something to do with a throwing of words, and there's nothing. Somebody must be able to look at your status and feel uplifted. Somebody must be feeling down, and when let me scroll through, and when I see Bishop say status, I feel, oh God, boy, Bishop say post something that quicken my spirit, that revives me today to go further. Use social media positively and not to degrade and deface your church, yourself, and by extension, the spiritual Baptist community. I despise that. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
Well, I am looking at the time, the time is just move on when these conversations are going on, because persons are sending so many comments. And again, let me say to our viewers, I cannot read everyone, but they come up on the screen and we recognize your contribution. So what if you are dealing with it and addressing it, and no matter how you do so, it still continues, then you still don't go on social media? Bishop, what
social media, there are
what
many.
advice would you give to?
So conflict resolution.
The person is saying they're dealing with it, they're addressing it, and it still keep on.
So why you feel social media? No, there's always another alternative. Social media is not the place to air your dirty linens. You ever see some people post something on social media and you feel shame for them after? No, social media is not the place. There are other things, other mediums. So it have mediation between you and the person first. Then it has the third party. There's always a way to deal with it. Yes, I understand there are some elders who would want to sweep things under the carpet. But I'm sure there is somebody that you can go to that will be able to converse with the elder. There's always some way to deal with it rather than going on social media.
What about the grape that is being called a problem and they eradicate themselves from the church, and the issue comes, it is a lot worse than
so it means you weren't the problem. It means you were the problem.
Then who is the problem?
It means you were the problem. But sometimes you create the problem, and the problem have a wave effect. So it doesn't solve right after you leave. Yeah? But what I want us to know is that if you are the problem, if you go to 10 church will identify you as the problem. You would see the same trend in the 10 churches. But if the church is the issue, when you go to another church, you would realize that you'll have a total different experience. Now, that doesn't mean to run church to church, be a spiritual prostitute. Yes?
Definitely. You know, there's always a way that we can deal with things rather than exposing our dirty linen in public. Yes? And so tonight we would have looked at some areas that persons face in the church, not only in the Spiritual Baptist Church, but in the church. And we are encouraging you that in the face of whatever is the adversity stand, there is always a way to deal with whatever you are going through. Do you believe that the social media is not the issue because there are not of issues in the church that is not on the platform, but everybody still knows about it? So I guess the person is saying sometimes social media is not the issue because there are issues in the church that is not being highlighted on social media, but everybody in the church still knows about it.
And I just say we talk
but
too much. And I just said that we talk too much.
Yeah.
We talk too much.
And then there's the question there of confidentiality.
We talk too much. Something can be going on in your church and the whole world know about it. We talk too much. You must understand that as a member of a church, there's some information that you're going to have about the church that somebody who goes in another church doesn't know. Because when you go and carry all the bad things about your church to somebody else, all you're doing is painting a bad picture of your church. And that person not doing the same to you. So you want to go to their church because all you're doing is painting a bad picture and you're removed from the frying pan into the fire.
Definitely. And sometimes we need to know when to speak and who to speak with. Yes? Sometimes we need, as individuals, I'm not talking leaders, I'm talking individuals in the church, because sometimes people let their own situations out, and when it gets out, they blame the leadership of the church.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? When you are the one responsible because you were busy sharing information with people who you felt you could have trusted because all are we in the same church.
So let me tell you this, Mother Lloyd. There are some people who, when they go in, they want the whole church to know because they want pity. They want everybody to be like, oh God, pity. But if you put out your business there, the repercussion or the after effects of it, you have to deal with it. Everybody don't need to know your business. There are some people, they're not going to help you, they're not going to fix, they're not going to enhance. All they want to have is an opinion about what's going on. And there are some opinion will just make your business worse. When people don't know, they assume. Let the assumption happen. But when you go and tell them, that become proof now. They know what's going on. So when they go back to tell Janet about it and they fix up that story and put some salt and pepper and squeeze some lime on that, listen to me, water can wash you.
Yes, because I think one of the things that we fail to recognize in the church is that not everybody is at the same level. And the mistake we make is that because we are all in the same space that is called church, we feel that everybody in there is trustworthy. Yeah? And so we get into conversations, and when things get out of hand, we say, well, I ain't going back there because mother and leader and all that kind of thing. And Lord Bishop is saying the angel of the home must have the connection to hear from the Godhead and to be able to receive direction and to convey some direction to people, to God's people. What I believe should be the leader. Yes?
Mother Lloyd, I see somebody ask a question. How would people posting negatively on social media affect would make a sinner stumble? See, somebody asked a question. I want to clear it up one time before.
I missed it.
I'm seeing it.
Okay,
there.
go ahead.
When you post negatively on social media, I want you to know that with your life, you ministers. So you don't have to tell everybody that you're a churchgoer and that you function in the church. By your social media posts, they know that you are a churchgoer, that you're involved in the church, that it is preached, by your social media, people know that. And so what it means is that people would now start to look up at you. People would now start to view you in a particular light. Because again, somebody might aspire to want to be like you because, I know this boy from young, and look how I see he grew up to be a good young man. I wish my son could be like that. And people would now start to look at you in that light. And so what you mean is that what I'm saying to you is I might be a young boy who looking up at you and say, you know what? I want to. But today I see you post a bacchanal. Tomorrow I see you post a bacchanal. Somebody answer to somebody in another bacchanal. Something post another bacchanal. Do you think I would want to associate myself with that type of behavior? No, I'm getting called to go and mourn. Not mourn, baptized. I'm getting called to become closer to Christ. You know what's the first thing I would say? Closer to the church. Further from God. Because what you're going to find is that the cinnamon outside would always find a way to justify why they're outside. And something by the things we do, we give them ammunition and reason to be outside. As a minister, you minister to people by the way you walk, talk, your deeds, the things you do, you minister to people. And if you do that by walking, by dressing, you minister to people, what do you think you would do with a social media post? You are going to, it is possible you can stumble somebody. Back to you, Mother Lloyd.
Definitely. Yes, it does. And so, Lord Bishop, it is Minister 10. I know you are a very busy man. I have taken up quite a bit of your time. But these conversations are necessary from time to time because we have a lot of persons out there who are struggling in their Christian walk, and we need to be able to have persons share with us from time to time and see how best we can meet them at their point of needs. We can't just give suggestions. It's up to persons to adhere to them, yes or no. So I want to thank you again for taking the time out from your busy schedule. You see the comments are still coming fast and furious. To be in Sankofa Central Room tonight to help guide persons who are going through one situation or the other that is affecting their spiritual walk. Before we leave, do you have any parting words for our viewers?
I want to say thanks very much to Queen Mother Lloyd and the organizers of the Sankofa Central Room for the consideration for having me tonight. It's a pleasure to share with you. It's a pleasure to be at your service tonight. To our viewers, it's a pleasure. I know some of the things that I may have shared tonight may not sit too well with you, but before you look at it from a negative light, sit down and think and reminisce and allow it to soak in. Yes, because I'm speaking from a place of experience. Yes, so thanks again. May God continue to bless you. I pray, God, that I am able to help strengthen your walk, because indeed it's challenging. From a young minister perspective, I am saying it's a challenge to remain on the straight and narrow path, but it's not impossible. Do everything with God in your heart and your mind. If it displeases God, it displeases me. It displeases your elder. It displeases everybody else. You just do what you are called to and allow God to manifest purpose in your lives. God bless you and have a blessed night.
Thank you again so much. We're going to look at some upcoming events now. Before we close, we have St. John's New Life in Christ Spiritual Baptist Church, and this is under the leadership of Shepherd Dalrymple. Their church anniversary is on Saturday. This Saturday coming, it starts at 10 a.m. The theme is Lord, Increase Our Faith, and that is at Reed Lane, Dabity. So we are asking persons to come out and give support. Let me say to persons who are expressing their thank you, Sister Janelle, Lord Bishop Kessel, and others. We appreciate that, and that we want that kind of feedback to help us to continue to bring to the people the issue. St. Anthony's House of Prayer, this is under the leadership of our Archbishop, Bishop Perry Diet. His pilgrimage is on Sunday, God's willing, and he is going to visit True Worshippers of God Spiritual Baptist Church, and they are meeting at Bagatelle Community Center. The theme is Because of Faith We Have the Victory. The contribution is $85, and maxis leave the church compound at 9 a.m. sharp. So that is on Sunday. We are going to Bagatelle Community Center together to give our support to Archbishop Perry Diet. Yes. Let me take the time at this time to say to all persons who would have supported Mount Zion House of Prayer Evangelical Mission pilgrimage to Mount Zion Deliverance Temple in Manzanilla. It was a fantastic day. It was epic. According to my mother used to say, anything better than that, spoil. We could not ask for more. You did it for us. The support was overwhelming. The day itself was fantastic. I am really, 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 I'm looking for a word. The word just went from me. But I am really, really, really pleased with the support that we got. And I am really, really, really happy. I am still happy about that day. The videos are still coming out one by one. It was truly, truly, truly a well-spent day in the Lord. Yes, in the United States of Manzanilla. Yes. And so Mount Zion Deliverance Temple, under the leadership of our Lordship, Lord Bishop Safe, is going to Pity Valley, no, to St. Catherine Spiritual Baptist Church, Pity Valley. But they are meeting at Digomating North Community Center. If you don't know where that is, just go into Google Map, put in the thing, Google Map is going to take you straight there. And that is on Sunday, the 12th of July at 10 a.m. The contribution for that day is $50. And we are going to be having another epic day. So Sunday is going to be epic. And how I know I could tell you from in front. Amen. I can tell you because, let me say our pilgrimages are so designed to teach, to uplift, for breakthrough, for all of that. And so I know that on Sunday it's going to be epic. I know that on the 12th of next month, God's willing, is going to be epic as well. And so put these dates on your calendar and be there. Because to tell you of the experience and for you to be there and have the experience, it is two different things. So be there. Yes? Lord Bishop, you like Bacchanal, no? You like Bacchanal. Yes. So thank you so much.
My God, Reverend Bishop Kessel.
Yes, he make it back. He make it Bacchanal. But good Bacchanal. Yes. Thank you so much. You know, we have a strong network, and I thank God for that. And we will continue to be strong in the mighty name of Jesus. So to all our viewers, thank you. I appreciate the fact that you stay with us. No matter how late we go, you stay with us. You keep sending your questions. You keep sending your comments. This is what we want. We want it to be interactive. The more you ask is the more you will learn. The more you share is the more others will learn. And that is what Sankofa Central Room is all about. So, pleasant night to all. I am elect Lady Hilary Lloyd, saying good night. God bless. Thank you again for your support tonight. Thank you again for your support for the pilgrimage. And we look forward to having a wonderful time with you again on Sunday. Please go to Bagatelle Community Center. The place to be, 10 a.m. God bless you. Have a wonderful week and stay strong in the power of God might. Blessed night.